Привет!
Bonjour.
Welcome to the Morning Brew. I'm Marissa Kay.
I'm Millie Rouge.
And I'm very tired today. It's Monday.
It is, yeah. It's a Monday kind of feeling. And my eyes are still kind of like, eh. So they need to just, open up a little bit.
Fun little fact about me.
Mm-hmm.
You can tell how tired I am by the amount of makeup I'm wearing. If I'm wearing a lot of makeup, it's because I'm very tired.
Yeah, trying to just conceal that up.
Concealer. Yeah.
That's too funny.
That's how you roll, you know?
Yeah.
Also, look what I found. I found it.
Yeah, you found your mug.
It was sitting in plain sight. I just needed to use my eyes. It's fine.
This is fine. It was there the whole time, but this is fine.
This is fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Oh man, that happens. There's a lot of times where you just don't see something and it's in plain. Actually, fun fact. When I first moved into a house I lived in with Chris, it was like a smaller house than we have now, but it was just this little house on Whyte Ave. And we moved everything in and we were like kind of unboxing stuff. And this is like a few years ago. And most of it was like unpacked, but I couldn't find our brand new TV we had bought. And I was like, I can't find the TV. And I looked everywhere, and that house is so small. Like, how could I not find it? But I was like, I think our house got broken into. Like, I literally think our house got broken into because I can't find this box. So I called Chris, and he's at work. And I'm like, I think we got straight up broken into because I cannot find this TV anywhere. And like, it's a big box of TV. Like, how could I not see it? So he like gets excused from work, comes all the way home, drives home, and he like is there for maybe 2-3 minutes. And he's like, the box is behind the couch. But it was like pushed all the way up against the couch. And I was like, oh
man.
My
and it's one of those
God.
things where you just like, you feel like such an idiot afterwards, and you're just like, I can't believe that I didn't see it.
I didn't see that. But
it's like a mom with superpowers, you know? It's like you'll be looking for something for like 10 minutes, and then you're like, Mom, I can't find it. And then she goes and she's like, boom, it's right here. And you're like,
right here.
How did you find that?
I know. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Maybe one day that'll be me. I don't think so, but maybe one day
it's just
it
like
will.
mom powers. I'm pretty sure that's what it is.
Once you give birth, it's just like you inherit all these like superpowers.
Yeah.
And fuzzing out.
Superpowers.
Here we go.
Oh yeah, you're good. You're good.
Yeah, we're good.
If you could have any superpower, what superpower would it be?
Ooh. I think it ties down to mind reading, because I always want to know how people feel, because I never know how people feel, and I'm such a bad sense of like reading people. And I really can't decide between these two, because I always crave like vacations, and like I always crave wanting to go somewhere. So I think if I had the ability to like, what superpower is that? Like fly, I guess. Yeah, I guess it'd be flying. Or like teleportation, I guess is what it's called. It would just be nice, because then I wouldn't have to have this sensation all the time of like, oh, I need to go on a trip. Like it would only be like I could go for a weekend to Seattle and then come back and be like, satisfied, So I think as cool as mind reading would be, if I could teleport to different places, I wouldn't care what people would think. I'd be like, who cares? I can freaking go to France, man. I don't care.
That's really cool.
So probably teleportation.
I am terrified of heights, so flying is a big no. I would get vertigo right away and just be terrified.
I'm scared of it too, but I think I could do it. If
See,
I needed to.
That's why I would prefer teleportation.
Yeah.
But I would also just like love to be able to have like telepathy, just move stuff. Then I could just be like, I'm a wizard. I'm a witch. You know? Like I'd be like Wingardium Leviosa, you know? Yeah. I think that'd be really cool.
Yeah.
And then I'd also be like Matilda, and I'd be like the and like the living dancing with all my stuff.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Making my doll dance, making my CDs pop out of the CD thing. Yeah.
And you could reorganize your room.
Flying everywhere.
You could queer eye your room in like 5 minutes and you'd be done.
Oh yeah. I just think it looks so cool. Like in Mary Poppins when the little kids go and all their stuff moves. I'm like, that's so cool. I want to be able to do that.
Yeah, that is really cool. I mean, like it's useful to an extent, but after a while it'd be like, well, you know what? I think actually it'd be very useful, like when you're doing day-to-day things. Like if you were like on the phone with someone and you just like levitate it to hold it because you're too lazy to hold it while you're like cooking your pasta.
Yeah. Or yeah, you just like cooking your pasta like this, and then, or if I was like on one of these calls and I ran out of coffee, I could just be like, doo 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 doo.
That's true. You just see Dexter in the kitchen, like.
Or I could just pick Dexter up and just be like, what's happening?
You were summoned to Marissa. Dexter's like, no, I am not a fan of this.
But I'd lift him up butt first, so he'd be like, huh?
That would be so funny. You know what? If my dogs had superpowers, I would give Lily the ability to always have human affection and human touch. So there'd always be someone scratching her butt like this. And then I would
she'd be like a hypnosis would be her thing.
Yeah. And then Marshall, I would give him the ability to an invisibility cloak, because he always wants to be with me all the time. So then he could be an invisible boy and still like float around me when I'm at work. He'd be like, ooh.
Ghost boy.
People would just see me being like, to like midair, and they'd be like, what is wrong with this woman?
Oh man, I think Dexter would have like super speed. I think
that
would be Dexter's
power. See, I was gonna give Marshall that too, but he can already just run fast. He doesn't need the magical powers. He can run faster than me.
Well, see, because Dexter can run fast, but he's also chunky. So he's like a tank. If he runs full speed at you, he will knock you over.
Yeah. I love him.
Me too.
We're talking about a dog, just so everyone knows, by the way. We're not talking about
that's can you
just to clarify. He's a chunky boy.
Just a full on
when he runs at you.
Just running straight at you. Can you imagine that scenario? You're just like in the park, and then it's just like, man, where's Dexter? And you just hear
the chunky boy's
oh
here.
No, he's coming. Oh Lord, he's coming.
That would be so scary. So scary, honestly. Speaking of chunky boys, we are going to dive into our topic of the day. This very much so gave me a perfect opportunity to slide into our category. Yeah. But in all reality, our topic of today is the best chocolates. Now, I think we should clarify. I want to say the best Canadian chocolates, because I know that there's a lot of American and different chocolates in the world. Yeah, that will not be the same.
Well, if we were going to discuss European chocolates, I have a lot of opinions about that.
And I have barely any. So.
Oh, man. Sorry, I'm still crying about the chunky boy thing. So strictly Canadian chocolates. Okay, so like, should we do like categories? I think categories are a good idea.
Mm-hmm. Or even like the best, the worst. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I'm thinking like categories of like chocolates that aren't fully chocolates. Like Kit Kat bars aren't fully chocolate. They got wafers in them.
Right, that's true.
Like Snickers doesn't have like full on wafer or
chocolate.
Full chocolate.
Yeah.
So okay, so like types, let's just start with like types of chocolate. So like, which type of chocolate is your favorite chocolate?
Types of chocolate.
Like white chocolate, milk chocolate, dark chocolate?
I would probably say milk spicy chocolate. I would probably say milk chocolate. And yeah, I don't really like dark chocolate. I don't really like white chocolate. White chocolate's okay, but it's like very rare that I'll eat a white chocolate.
I am very much a dark chocolate person. I love dark chocolate. Yeah. I mean, I'll eat any kind. If you just hand me a piece of chocolate, I will probably eat it. It's the easiest way to poison me. Just like, Marissa, want a chocolate? I'm like, yeah.
Don't know what's in it, but I'm having it.
They're just like, wait, it's poisonous. I'm like, I understand the situation.
I don't care. Yeah.
This is how I go. This is how I go.
This is how I go. It's a great way to die.
Doing what I love.
Doing what I love. Eating what I love. Being who I am.
Yes.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think, yeah. Like if I'm to give you my top 5 right off the bat, if I can think of my top 5, I would definitely say, I think my number 1 is chocolate almonds. Okay. Mini eggs. Those are so good. So good. Oh, Henry bars. Like these are just like chocolates in general that I'm listing. Reese's Pieces, because so good, but they can be a bit too much sometimes. That's why I put it like 4th place. And then 5th, I would say maybe like a Ferrero Rocher. I don't know how to say that.
Ferrero Rocher.
Ferrero Rocher. Rochero.
I like Ferrero Rocher better.
Ferrero Rocher.
It's Ferrero. I think it's Ferrero Rocher.
Ferrero Rocher. Wow, I have
Ferrero
never
Rocher.
ever said that chocolate name right ever. Just want to put
Ferrero Rocher. Okay, those are some pretty good choices. I respect those choices.
And I mean, I love all chocolate just like you, so I'm not being like chocolatist.
Chocolatist.
I was trying to sound like sexist, so I said chocolateist. You know, I don't hate any chocolates. I'm not a chocolatist person. So yeah, just want to throw that out there before. I'm curious to know yours. I feel like we're gonna have different tastes.
Oh yeah, 100%. We have different tastes. Obviously, mini eggs are up there. I eat a lot of mini eggs. They're the best.
Crack cocaine, I swear.
Yeah. Or Eggies, whatever one you can get. They're both very similar.
Yeah.
And Eggies recently upped their game. Like they're very close to mini eggs now. They never used to be, but they're up there now. Anyway, Maltesers. I love Maltesers so much.
I cannot stand.
I don't hate on my chocolate choices.
I guess I am a chocolatist.
You are a chocolatist. How dare you?
Okay, but I actually have a few. We'll get to that list later. But I have a few that I hate.
Yeah.
Maltesers,
because I like the crunchiness and I also like the lightness of it. Lind chocolate.
Yeah.
Like that
good.
stuff. Like the Lindor chocolates or whatever, like that kind of brand. Like with like, my mouth is watering right now. Oh my God. How many was that? That was 3. No.
3.
Maltesers,
eggs.
Lindt chocolate.
Yeah.
My favorite movie snack, M&Ms. I love M&Ms.
M&Ms are delicious.
Far superior to Smarties in my opinion. And my last one, I'd have to say those Pot of Gold chocolates. I love those.
Oh, interesting.
Do you remember the commercial that used to be for Pot of Gold chocolates?
No.
It was like a little, I just remember the end of it where they go, da 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 Pot of Gold. And it was just.
I don't think I've ever seen a Pot of Gold commercial, to be honest with you.
Oh. Clearly I ate way too much sweets as a kid.
Well, interesting, because Pot of Gold, like I can't, it's hard. I love Pot of Gold because some of them are really good, like the caramel chocolates and whatnot. But I can't get over just the assortment and the randomness. And I know you can look at the back, but sometimes you just grab one and you're like, oh, this one looks good. And you try it and you're like, it's like creamy, it's like a coconut chocolate or like a cherry chocolate with an actual cherry in the inside. You're just like, ruined.
I used to think that, but my taste buds have since matured. So
They've aged like fine wine.
And now like I'm not like a connoisseur in any sort of means, but like I can appreciate the different flavors. I have my favorites. But like the strawberry filling one with like I don't know if it's strawberry or like not the cherry one, but it's like a creamy strawberry kind of filling is really, really good. I'm not a fan of caramel just because I was traumatized when I had braces for 3 years and I couldn't eat caramel, and I did one time and it got stuck in my braces and it was worse. So like now it's like I'm not a huge fan of caramel. I'll still eat it, but I'm not like, because I just don't like it sticking to my teeth. It's the same thing with gummy bears or like gummy worms. I don't like anything sticking to my teeth. So that's mostly the reason why I don't eat those.
Okay, interesting.
But yeah, have you ever been to Purdy's Chocolates before?
I think I have. I'm thinking of the Lid store in the mall, so I think I'm confusing the two though.
No, Purdy's Chocolate.
But I feel like I have been to Purdy. Maybe.
It's basically like just like a chocolate shop. Similarly to the ones you might find in Europe, but not the same. Definitely not the same.
Yeah.
But Purdy's is amazing. Oh, there goes Marshall. I used to I used to work across the street, or not across the street, across like in the mall. I
Right.
used to work, I used to work at Tivana, which is like right across from Purdy's
Yes. Okay.
Chocolates.
So I have
So
been
at the end of my shift, sometimes I would go over there and I would just be like, hey, can I have something? And they're like, well, we're like, do you want like ice cream? And I was like, okay, sure. And then they're like, okay, well, like, tell us what you want. And I was like, okay. So they like put like a little cupcake thing behind it. And then they dip the chocolate in white chocolate. And then they dip it in milk chocolate. And if you want, they dip it in dark chocolate. And then they can like lay it in like peanuts or sprinkles.
That
So
sounds
it's like this
delicious.
hard layer of chocolate around this vanilla ice cream with the sprinkles. It was so good. It was so good. I think about it when I'm eating other ice cream. It's so good.
Yeah,
And
actually, I have seen that sort. I've actually seen the process of them dipping it and then putting the different nuts and stuff on them. It looks really good. I've never had it though. It looks really good.
like I've had a bunch of students give me Purdy's chocolate for like Christmas presents or whatever. So like it's just the kind of chocolate. I feel like the quality of chocolate depends on its meltability, meltiness. We'll call it meltiness is one level. So I feel like taste. Okay, so let's talk about like the reason why the chocolates that we chose are the good chocolates.
Yeah,
is taste, obviously, texture, meltiness, and overall just fun. I think is a good category.
Like appeal or how it looks, right? Because that obviously has some attraction to you when you're eating it, right?
Yeah. Totally. So I can't believe I didn't list Purdy's chocolate, but anyway. So with Maltesers, I know that was a little bit of a controversial thing for you. Why don't you like Maltesers? How dare you?
I don't like the inside.
It's what's on the inside that counts, Millie. How dare you?
I know, but like I remember just trying one once and not really knowing. Like, and I had no expectation of what it would taste like. And I remember just having it and being like it doesn't taste right to me, at least.
It doesn't taste right. See,
it tastes off.
Well, and they're very similar to like Whoppers, which are like, but I don't like Whoppers because those are too sweet and they do the sticky thing at the end. Whereas like Maltesers, they just like crunch and then they melt away and it's like, la.
And it's gone.
Wonderful. It's gone. It's lovely. And especially if you freeze them first. I love freezing chocolate before I eat it.
Oh, interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah. I think it's just like I like crunchy textures. Maybe that's why I chose.
That could be why. Because what else did you pick? You picked that.
I picked Maltesers, M&Ms. I like the crunchiness.
Those are crunchy if they have nuts in the middle.
What else did I pick?
You picked Lindt chocolate, which isn't crunchy.
Sometimes they put like almonds in it, or they'll put like chili peppers in it, and it's actually like kind of amazing.
Yeah, I've heard of that. Like,
it's so good. Ooh. Mini eggs, they got the crunch to it. Yeah, I'm very crunchy person.
Okay, that's interesting, actually. Yeah, very, very interesting.
I'm just thinking of your picks because you had O. Henry. So like obviously chunkiness in your textures.
Yeah,
nuts. You like nuts in your chocolate.
Chocolate almonds are crunchy, of course. Mini eggs are crunchy. And I said, wow, I really should have written these down. My brain's
O. Henry.
The size of a pea.
O. Henry had the peanuts in it.
Yeah.
What else did you choose? Oh, Ferrero Rochers. Those are also crunchy. They got the wafer around, and those are very good. I
can't remember the last one, but I do definitely like crunchy textures. This actually brings me to a point of kind of like ones I don't like, because I was thinking about this, like coffee crisps. Like I do like coffee crisps to an extent, but if we
have like one,
I can't have like a whole bag of them for sure, because but if we talk about the actual bar called Crunchy, okay, disgusting. First of all, Score bars are technically really crunchy because they're very tough almost.
I love Score bars.
Can't handle those. Like they're okay. But then there's the actual bar. I don't know if you remember this bar called Crunch.
No.
So it was like a blue and white and red wrapping. Then there's Crispy Crunch, which I think is disgusting.
I like Crispy Crunch, but whatever.
I just hate all chocolates that you actually like. And Bounty Bar. Okay, those are not
okay. I agree on you there. Bounty bars are
I don't know who eats them, because it doesn't sound like anybody I know eats them.
Like that and Mounds bars. Nobody eats Mounds bars either.
Thank you.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with your choices there.
If you're those are like my do not eat picks.
if you're gonna have coconut in a chocolate,
Yeah.
make it at least good.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I was in Hawaii, they had these like coconut chocolate like thin pieces, like these bags. Oh my God, they were so good. Because they were crunchy and you could taste the coconut, but it wasn't like chewy at the end. It was just like really nice.
Soft.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
It was really good.
Yeah.
In terms of my no eat picks,
Yeah, I'm
I
curious.
agree with the crunchy, or the crunch, whatever.
Crunchy.
I do
Yeah.
like crispy crunch though. Coffee crisp, I'm also up there. I'm like, I'm not a fan.
Yeah.
I see. It's hard for me because I'm like, there's not a whole lot of chocolates I won't eat. Like I will
Because
eat a
I
lot.
love them all.
Basically, I'm like, let's all be friends. We can like
Yeah.
everything here. But I guess like, I mean, I like raisins in chocolate. Like that's kind of okay.
Mm-hmm.
But I prefer those pomegranate seeds in chocolate instead
Oh,
of raisins.
interesting.
Those are good.
Have you ever had, out of curiosity, really quick, have you ever had dark chocolate blueberries from
Yeah,
Costco?
so good.
Ah, they're so
So good.
good.
I like the
Sorry.
sourness mixed with the sweetness. So good.
Right? Oh, so good.
Uh,
Anyways, you were talking.
I also agree about the cherries, the chocolate and the
Mm-hmm.
cherries.
Mm-hmm.
Don't like it.
It's weird.
Also, it depends on if I'm in the mood. But when I was a kid, there used to be like my dad used to love these like alcohol-y chocolates. Like it was like alcohol
Yes.
filled,
Yeah, I know what you're talking
like
about.
with the Baileys or whatever that was in
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
And I
Those were
remember
gross.
like I didn't know what they were at the time, so I like bit into one as a kid. I was like, ugh,
This is
ugh.
disgusting.
And I tried it again as an adult, and I was just kind of like,
Still gross.
and it's just kind
Yeah.
of like, okay, like if there's nothing else around, I'll probably have one if I'm like really craving some chocolate. But
Well, it's like an acquired taste, I think. It's just what it is. Like, I think you just have
yeah,
to like that specific taste, if that makes sense.
yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's mostly just, I don't know. I think that if you're gonna do alcohol and chocolate, you got to do it right. And
Mm-hmm.
have chocolate with some cognac. But
Absolutely.
uh,
Actually, yeah, like over Christmas at the school I work at, I thought this was kind of hilarious, but one of the parents, I think, got, or one of the teachers got a box of Bailey's chocolates. So they brought it to the school just because they didn't want to eat the whole box themselves. But they were actually like good to an extent, but I think it's just when I eat a chocolate and I have this gooey like liquid come out, it throws me off. I'm just like, whoa, like
you're
you're a
like,
chocolate, you're not supposed to be that way, you know?
you bite into it, you're like, whoa, whoa.
So
I want to turn that into a gift really, really badly.
actually, I just thought of the worst chocolate, and I'm curious because this is a very appropriate time to talk about this chocolate. Easter bunny chocolates were
No,
the grossest. There
they
was
are.
never a time that I had an Easter bunny chocolate. I mean, some are better than the other. Like there's ones that were hollow on the inside that you could literally
Mhm.
bite through and you could hear like the air
You're
go through
talking
the
about the
chocolate.
solid ones.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or there was the Easter bunny that was very tough and like you almost had to be like to like bite it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like so both of them were okay, but definitely the one that was hollow was a lot worse.
The
Like
lint ones are really great. But yes, I think we're coming back to that point of meltability. I think the
mhm.
reason why those chocolates aren't as good is because there's too much sugar in them. And so they just
Yes.
like
It's
they
a different
crack and they
taste.
don't melt
Yeah.
in your mouth. Whereas like if you get a really, really high quality chocolate, it's just like you bite into it and then it's just like
Mhm. I would
it's
almost
so
say it's like it's soft. If I bite into it and
yeah.
it's not soft, if that makes sense for
Mhm.
chocolate,
Yeah.
it's hard for me to like, you know?
Oh man. Okay, so I want to tell you about my favorite chocolate experience. This is actually, I'm really happy that we're talking about this today because I just like talking about this experience
You like
that I
talking about junk food.
yeah.
Yeah.
I went to Ukraine and they have this chocolate shop in Lviv and it is this beautiful, beautiful chocolate shop. It's literally just called chocolate, I think. And you go in, they make the chocolate on site. It's like Willy Wonka's chocolate factory in Lviv.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they sell all these chocolates, like they have like everything from like A to Z. They have everything.
Wow.
And they sold, so like I bought a bunch of chocolate for my friends. There was one with like actual espresso beans crushed into the back. Oh my God, it was so good. And so you can order just like a cup of chocolate, like hot chocolate. So they'll like melt it. They're like, do you want white, medium, or dark? So I think I got milk chocolate, and they just like pour it into a little cup for you. They give you a little spoon, like an espresso cup. You can just like eat the chocolate with a spoon. It was amazing.
Wow.
It was so good.
That's so unique.
Yeah. They if you want, they'll give you like a little scoop of ice cream. You can just pour it over top of your ice cream if you want.
Huh.
Oh my God, it was so good.
That's insane.
It was
That's
just,
so cool.
oh, it was like literally everything I'd ever wanted in my whole life. I just wanted to live in that chocolate
In
shop.
that chocolate.
I was like Augustus Gloop. I was like, drown me in it.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, honestly, I'm a huge sucker for chocolate. I think it's like one of my favorite things to eat. Like I think if someone was to take me to a convenience store and they were to like basically tell me to pick something out, I would pick out chocolate compared to like candy, compared to chips, compared to I don't know, cookies even. Like it's always chocolate. Chocolate is the way to go, I think. But it's delish.
I agree. Yes. It's very delicious.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just one of the most beautiful things in this universe, and I think that we all need to eat it as much as possible.
Need to appreciate it. Need to appreciate it more, okay?
Yes.
Show respect to the chocolate.
Exactly.
No matter what chocolate you like. But yeah, so I mean, that's kind of the chocolates I think are like my favorite. It's interesting because there's like different seasons of chocolates. Usually, like I know during different seasons of life, like for example, I'm trying to think of when you start, like Halloween, you start with certain chocolates. Then there's Christmas, which have different chocolates.
I mean, really, there's no special occasion to have chocolate. You can just have chocolate
Yeah,
whenever, really.
that's true.
But yes, Halloween, Christmas,
Valentine's
Easter,
Day.
Valentine's Day,
Yeah.
or the day after Valentine's Day where it's all discounted.
You go crazy. Easter has quite a bit of chocolate, obviously.
Yes.
Easter egg hunts.
Yes. My birthday, my uncle always gave us
Ooh.
after 8 chocolates, the little like mint ones.
Yeah.
Really, really good.
Yeah. That's
yeah,
cute.
those are fantastic.
Yeah. My grandpa always used to give me because I used to live in this house where basically he rented the top floor. So when he was a bit older, he came and lived with us. But I would like go up to his like suite and I'd like knock on the door and he'd be like, hi. And then he would give me like those, what were those called? They were like the kiss droplets.
I forgot about kisses.
Yeah, kisses. Oh. Yeah. So he'd always be like, do you want a kiss? And then he'd be like, here's chocolate.
That's adorable.
So I have a very fond memories of those and I mean, I think this is also an interesting fact is the older you speak to someone like who's older in age, their chocolate preferences really differ.
Oh, 100%.
Like I would never probably eat half the stuff that older generations eat just because I don't think they taste as good, if that makes sense. Like I'm just trying to think on the top of my head what they usually eat. But I mean, this isn't really chocolate, but they love their like hard candies, you know, like their
Werther's,
yeah. And they're like candy ones like that don't actually have sugar in them, sugar-free candy. And you're like, ew, this is so gross.
Oh man, we could get into a whole other discussion about like candies and all that jazz. But like this is a topic I'm very passionate about.
Chocolate. Yeah.
Yes.
Totally.
And I mean, we could also get into the topic of hot chocolate and like chocolate shavings on top of like hot chocolate.
I'm curious to know when you go to places and you're given the choice of chocolate, vanilla, or strawberry, what is your choice typically?
Chocolate.
Yeah.
Usually.
Yeah.
Or if I can get a swirl, I'll get a swirl.
Mm-hmm. Swirl's a good best of both worlds.
Oh my God, you just made me remember dilly bars from Dairy Queen. I went nuts for those sandwiches. As a kid. Yeah. Oh, I remember dilly bars were like the best thing in the entire world.
Yeah.
So good.
They still are to a lot of people.
Oh, and I just remember like it was such a magical experience. Maybe this is just like me and my nostalgia, but there was like in my old neighborhood down in good old Castle Downs, there was this like little corner like outlet area, very, very tiny. So it was like a 7-Eleven. There was like a I think it was called Power Video, and then I think it turned into a Blockbuster, but it was like a video rental store.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was a Dairy Queen right next to it. And I remember going into that Dairy Queen, I always got so excited because it meant that I was going to get like either an ice cream cake or like some sort of chocolate or whatever. And yeah, I just remember like as a kid, dilly bars were just like the essence of like childhood nostalgia for me in like in an ice cream treat, you know?
Yeah, totally. Yeah,
So
I agree.
good.
But yeah, I feel like I was gonna add to that.
I'm sorry. I
Oh,
talk
no,
about
it's
Dairy
okay.
Queen, I get excited.
That's okay. I do too. I love Dairy Queen. No, I was just gonna say I'm definitely a chocolate person. Like I choose chocolate or I choose strawberry because strawberry is just so good. I love chocolate, but I also just like I just love strawberry. I just can't decide. It's a tough call. It really depends on what I'm getting, but
That's completely fair.
the chocolate sometimes can be too much, you know? That's why you have to go for the strawberry.
Well, and that's why I choose dark chocolate because it's not as sweet and it doesn't feel like you have to eat a lot of it.
Right.
But also, I mean, the other thing too is I think the reason why you and I both don't like white chocolate as much is because it's like white chocolate is mostly sugar, I believe.
Yeah. It's pretty
Like
sweet.
it's not like and it's not like a natural like sweet thing. So like yeah, I like white chocolate mixed with other kinds. Like my mom will make like white chocolate candy cane bark and it's really good. And I'll have like a piece or two, but
Yeah.
or she'll make like white chocolate popcorn. So like you melt
That's
white
good.
chocolate, you make popcorn, and then you crush up candy canes and you mix. Oh, it's so good.
Yeah, or like white chocolate cake pops I've made that with a friend once and that was really fun because you just melt the little white chocolate bits and you just dip it in your cake and
Ooh. Oh my gosh. Okay, so
so
YouTube
good.
channel recommendation if you like chocolate treats.
Okay.
She's called How to Cook That with Anne Reardon. She has like this adorable Australian accent. I love her so much. Watching her videos is so calming. And she's just like, and here we're going to pour in the chocolate. And you're like,
Oh my gosh, that's
like so
amazing.
nice. She's lovely. She makes all
Best
these amazing
accent.
desserts. And like she's incredible. She made this dessert, this cake and she made it look like a Subway sandwich. It was incredible. Like she's amazing. I would 100% like recommend. I'll send you a link to one of her videos because she's incredible. She does so she does a lot of like chocolate themed desserts. So she made like a chocolate balloon dog that looks like an actual like balloon dog. It was really, really cool.
I'm curious now, because I worked with a student who was obsessed with just one baking show, but her show which is interesting you say this, was called How to Cake It. Have you watched that show before?
No.
I don't know what her first name is, but kind of the same thing. Like she would make a cake out of into the shape of like Wendy's takeout. Like she would do like the fries box, the Wendy's cup, and she would also and make a Wendy's burger out of cake, and it was just like the coolest things ever. It was really interesting, and she's Canadian.
That's really cool. See, I love watching stuff like that because then they make all these cool things out of chocolate. They're like, here's how to temper chocolate. Here's how to do this. Here's how to make a chocolate bowl. And you're just like, I want to make all this stuff now.
Yeah.
Like
even though
really cool.
Feel like it's easy, like it's harder than it looks. They kind of make it seem easier than it is to make.
Yeah, but the thing I like about her channel is that she's just like, well, if you can't do it, here's this how you do this, and she's like, oh, and you can take this, and she's just like very sweet, and it's just like really fun to watch, and she does all these really cool experiments with like food and chocolate, and she's cool. I would recommend her. Go check her out. She's awesome.
Yeah, there you guys go. Now you have your recommendation for the day. Alrighty, so I think it is time for us to wrap up our little morning brew this morning. Thank you guys for letting us talk to you about chocolate for 30 minutes.
I could talk about it for hours.
So yeah, we could probably go on for
I could talk about this for hours, so it's probably good that we're cutting this off soon.
Exactly. So thank you guys for watching. We hope you have a great start to your week of your Monday.
And if you like this video, make sure you hit subscribe and then you hit the bell button to get notified when we post another video. We post these Monday through Friday, every single day, super, super early in the morning. Watch it, drinking your coffee, have it with breakfast. Yeah.
And this morning brew today was brought to you by Yeg Music.
So we hope you have a wonderful rest of your Monday, guys. Have a good one.
See you tomorrow.